Wah. Hello! So, the subject for today is act! Because the treasure is found in action. And we all want to live lives of action and adventure. Just a short FYI, if you've been watching my videos, I'm going to go to the YouTube platform. Then I'll be posting the links on the Facebook. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can start to develop a subscriber base on YouTube. Okay, enough said about that. The word for today is act, because the treasure is found in action. Like on the set, they say, ready, action. And then the actors act out all the script, because that's an action and adventure film. And that's what I want my life to be like, is a action comedy, maybe. Anyway. I'm going to try to put more comedy in my videos, because why? Because it's fun to laugh, that's why. So, the word for today is act. And I have like 10 pages of notes on act, but that's going to have to come out in the book or some kind of teaching seminar or something. I'm writing a book called Living Life Abundantly, as easy as PIE and 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be especially for people with ADHD, because I had to develop a system in order to make myself, or give myself, the ability to act. Because action is really important. It's good to have a plan, so that's why I have a system on how to formulate a plan. And then once you formulate a plan, you can formulate the best plan possible, but the plan isn't going to do you any good unless you put it into action. That's why I say the treasure is found in action. So, back to the symbol and the system. The symbol and the system is PIE and 1, 2, 3. PIE means to perceive. That's when you do your daily spiritual practice, your meditation or your prayer life or whatever it is you do for your daily spiritual practice. That's highly personal. You perceive, then you itemize. My system is, while I'm just sitting in my chair, meditating with my eyes open, then I like to journal and I like to write and I like to make a list. But then that list is extensively long, like 10 pages today, so obviously I can't do that. And so then you have to PS it. You have to PS your list. PS means what you do at the end of a letter or a script, but it also means to prioritize and strategize. And that's when you take your PIE and you reduce it to your 1, 2, 3, and your 1, 2, 3 is your script or your map for the day. And having reduced all this 10 pages to a 3x5 card, now I can take that and I can act. Because there's a scripture that says, write the vision down and make it plain so whoever reads may run with it. So you can't run with 10 pages, but you can run with a 3x5 card. Or, you can run with a small amount of things. In other words, the people that write books about goals, they say, if you want to accomplish your goals, do 3 things. Write it down, work on it every day, and make plans to act on it. That's just a different way of my saying, which is, it's as easy as PIE and 1, 2, 3. And that's a whole nother big subject, but the subject for the day is number 3 in PIE. Number 3 in PIE is exercise. And the reason I say exercise is because X is cool and because the treasure is found in action. What does that mean? That means if you have your script or your plan, it's not going to do you any good unless you put it into action, obviously. So X marks the spot, action. And the symbol that I have for act is this invertible symbol. Now, when you act, you put the plan into action and you find the treasure. So it's like this. Your little 3x5 card is your script or your map or your, well, I guess in acting it's called a script, and then you have to act it out. In other words, you have to do what you decided to do for that day, and that's where the action comes in, and that's where you say ready after you did your perceiving and you're itemizing and you're prioritizing and you're strategizing, then you're ready for action. So you do the click thing, click action, and you put your life into action. That's where you exercise. And it's like a map, if you draw a treasure map and you go to the X This is you moving along through your day. And when you get to the X, you find the treasure. Your treasure is that you acted out your plan, and now you're more able to achieve your life goals and your dreams. So, that's enough about action today. I think you get the point. I wanted to show you, I have all these symbols, and it's interesting to me. I call it spirit, sayings, symbols, and science. Because when I was trying to understand God or the Spirit or whatever you want to call it, I started getting these symbols coming into my mind. The first symbol I developed was actually what is my tattoo. It's kind of hard to see it. It's this symbol. Where is it? I drew it like this. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this stuff. Which it ended up being something like this, the artistic rendering of it. And then, this is I am as I am. It's invertible, and it also has the 8 infinity symbol in it. So it means kind of something like I am as I am eternally. So that's that one. Now they're all out of order. And what I do, or what I realized is, if you'll take these symbols and you'll make art renderings of them, so to speak, and then you'll three-dimensionalize them. That's where I get these wire bendings, which are the three-dimensional representations of the two-dimensional representations. That's why it's God, Spirit, and science, you might say, because the symbols have been revealing God to me, and this God has been being confirmed to me through scientific principles, which I think is actually pretty amazing, and that's why I'm intending on writing a book on spirit, science, and symbology as it came to me. Here's the symbol for act in the art rendering of it. And I haven't been able to three-dimensionalize that one yet, but I just got a CNC machine, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be an amazing symbol when it comes into 3 dimensions. Right now I only have it 2-dimensional. This is the, core drawing for the 1 symbol. And that 1 symbol is really cool because that's the symbol that when I took this and I bent it into my wire form, it showed me that it was the shape of the torus field, which is really cool to me because the torus field just happens to be the shape of the energy flow of all of the universe. So I'm like, whoa, man, I'm really freaking out because where is this information coming from? Because it's obviously not coming from me because I don't think I could figure it out. Okay? Am I some kind of genius or something? I don't think so. I think it's more like what Tesla said, that there potentially is universal knowledge available to you in the Akash or the spirit or the other realm or the other dimension or whatever you want to call it. And if you will open up your mind, your heart, and your spirit to tap into this otherworldly information, then you might get some divine inspiration, you might call it. Okay? And so I have that symbol. I had this pi symbol. That's the one I dropped. This is the pi symbol, 2-dimensionalized. It's easy to 3-dimensionalize, but it isn't really that relevant unless you put it together with the symbol for 1. And when you put this PIE symbol together and this 1 symbol together, this is my original drawing of that, which means a whole bunch of things to me, which I could go on about for hours, but that's not the point for today. So when I put that into my computer Illustrator, it turned into this symbol, and I was like, whoa, man, that's pretty cool. But as I was putting it into Illustrator, I noticed all the lines in the middle of this symbol just happened to make the Star of David, what we call the Star of David. So that was also really baffling to me, because I was like, whoa, man, that's crazy, dude. Like, how did I just draw this? I wasn't intending to make almost the perfect 6-pointed star in the middle of this symbol, because obviously I'm not that smart, because that would be extremely hard for my brain to figure out how to comprehend. But it just happened to be that when I put the symbol into the science or the computer and was looking at the lines, that it just happened to make almost a perfect 6-pointed star. And the thing about this symbol that's really cool is this represents all the energy flow of the universe, and it's really been difficult to three-dimensionalize, but I'm working on it. But there's like a vortex that flows into the center. This point where that star is represents the zero zone, which is also could be referred to as infinity or the eternal realm. And the eternal or the vortex flows into the center or the realm of eternity, what Einstein would have called beyond the speed of light, and it flows out in another double vortex. So this one's crazy when you three-dimensionalize it because it's two double vortexes. But if you were to imagine it, it's really a vortex from this side, a vortex from this side, a vortex from this side, a vortex from that side, a vortex from the front, a vortex from the back, and it ends up turning into a sphere. And it's also, when you look at this symbol according to science, the torus field, like if the Earth was a circle right here, the torus field, the electromagnetic field, flows in and out and in and out and around. And in the magnetic field, there's a vortex on this side and a vortex on that side, which is super amazing because I was learning through my symbols some things about how science works and how the energy flow of the universe works. And then, and I'm almost done, it was also super amazing to me that when I was realizing that this double vortex flows into this vortex, that's also the shape that they say the black hole would be right here in this same place where what I call the zero zone is. So in the center of this is also where your heart is, with your heart being your spirit, and your spirit has a connection to the eternal realm. In other words, you could say eternity flows out of your heart. So anyway, that's all super amazing to me because what it means is, you know, if two double vortexes flow together into a black hole, and they've taken new images of a black hole by scientific renderings, and the scientific rendering looks like a shape of a sphere, more like this wire double vortex shape, and in the center of the sphere, in the center of your heart, in the center of the sphere, well, there's time and space getting compressed down to the center of a black hole, which they theorize that if you could pass through a black hole, you might be able to engage in time travel or wormholes. That's wormhole theory. But what I'm beginning to understand is science hasn't yet advanced to the point where we could time travel or engage in wormhole travel or whatever you want to call it. But we as beings that have a spirit can connect to the eternal realm, and out from that eternal realm, spirit, ether, Akash, or whatever you want to call it is irrelevant. The relevant thing is that it is there, that there's something else there beside the third dimension. It's obvious even if you think about it analytically and scientifically that there has to be something besides just the third dimension. What is it? It's abstract, it's spirit, so it's hard to get your mind around it, but the important thing to do is to realize that it's there, or be willing to accept that it's there, or to believe in it. And if you could believe in it, then you could potentially tune into it and tap into this thing that Tesla referred to as universal knowledge, or basically what he said is all knowledge is available to all people at all times. Well, apparently he knew something about that because Tesla made some badass inventions, and he also knew a lot of things that nobody else could comprehend. He finally ended up getting so far out there that he ended up basically going crazy. You know, he said he said something like, if you could understand energy and vibrations, you could understand the universe. And there's revelations surrounding the world, the numbers 3, 6, and 9. It's also, you know, my symbols and my science and my religion is also mixing together with numerology and spirituality, which is really weird too, but whatever, you just got to take it as it comes. But there's understandings or revelations surrounding the numbers 3, 6, and 9, but when Tesla went crazy, he got infatuated with the number 18. You know, he'd walk around the block 3 times before he went in any building at the end, which is 3, but then he got infatuated with the number 18, and he would wash his forks 18 times. He would use 18 napkins. He would do all kinds of weird stuff with 18, and apparently 18 drove him mad. You might be able to conclude from that, which is weird. So I'm like on number 1 right now. I'm not like at 3, 6, and 9. My number right now is 1, 1, 1 equals 3. 3 is the Trinity. 3 is eternity. You know, 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And there's a whole bunch of numerology, spirituality stuff all mixed up and all that, which I'm trying to understand. Anyway, the point is, it's all super amazing. And so what I'm going to do is start posting videos on YouTube, which could potentially lead to me, my book about God, symbols, science, and whatever. So, that's the word for today. The word for today is act. Do your PIE and your 1, 2, 3. Write your vision down plainly on a 3x5 card, or if you can put it in your phone, put it in your phone or whatever you need to do, but get it in some kind of plain format so you can get the top 3 things done every day. And when you get the top 3 things done every day, then you will begin to be a person of action. It's action means to do, a doing, and done. And that's like when I get something done, I like to say a done, done, done. Because when you say a done, 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 when you get something done, you get an endorphin rush that goes to your brain, and it makes you feel good to get things done. And it especially makes you feel good to get the things done that you decided you were going to get done. It especially makes you feel good to get the things done when you begin to live for what matters most to you. And that's when you begin to start living life more abundantly, and you're happy and fulfilled. So yay. Okay, if you like it, like it. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe if you would like to. Otherwise, love you. Bye.